Another game to look forward to this weekend: Sharks against
Rangers.
Rangers in Enugu.
If
Sharks without Gumbote.
That's my worry. That's my worry. The man on the bench, that's Dokubo. He's an assistant coach. First talent they can do the job if they work together. If they work together, they can get the job done. The players they tried last their first game against Sunshine, where the players they signed, well, just 70% of the players they signed, and they've not really got into their stride. Bode Daniel, Yomi Olaoke, who came from Crown FC, they've not got into their stride. And if they're able to get into their stride, I think Rangers will have to work very hard. Kelechi Omechole is back from capacity building because I hope he has learned he has learned very well the match reading and analysis course that is gone. Sharks against Sunshine, that's a week one game. The last time this two teams played in Enugu, it was 1-0 victory for Rangers, scored by Osagona Egodaru. But that game was Rangers struggled to score. That's when Rangers were battling to their life. So this time around, they're playing against the Sharks that, with or without Benga Gumbote, if the players can hit their mark, and especially the new signing, if they can hit their mark, Rangers will better watch it because it's not going to be an easy ride for Rangers. Last season, we talked about Rangers not winning, not playing very well, not getting the result. But they must start well this season. They lost their first game against FC Taraba 3-2 in Jalingo. If they're coming home, they have to play very well and win. Enugu is an open ground. It's not a ground that you think Rangers will want to dominate for a long time. Like you mentioned, Canopilla, who won they've not lost in 12 years. Rangers, you can't tell that about Rangers. Rangers have lost 2-3 games at home.
Okay, let's also talk about big games in Europe this weekend. There'll be a lot of games to look forward to. A lot of you probably want us to also talk about European football, but Saeed, there'll be big games in Europe. I'm sure you're looking forward to a whole lot of these
in England and in France.
England, France.
In England, we have Chelsea, Southampton. We have Manchester United versus Tottenham. Looking at Manchester United and Tottenham now. As it stands, okay, we have the Chelsea versus Tottenham. We have Manchester United versus Tottenham, like I correctly said. We have Bordeaux versus PSG, Olympique Marseille versus Olympique Lyon, and also Benfica versus Sporting Braga.
That's in Portugal. Sporting Braga.
Yeah, that's in Portugal.
Benfica.
Talking about Chelsea, Southampton. Why this one is a big game is because of Southampton from this season. They've been really tremendous. They sold a couple of players, and despite the fact that they sold a couple of players, they've been able to at least turn up with the big guys there, a little bit of a top 4 competition there, but it doesn't look like that for them now. Chelsea, they are a wounded lion. They will definitely defeat them. They will definitely defeat Southampton at the bridge there. Then talking about Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur, it doesn't look like a victory for Manchester United. They've been really struggling, and Van Gaal has been saying, okay, I need time to build this team, and for how long are you going to need time to build this team? You had millions of pounds to get our players, you bought them, and now yet this. But one thing you would say is this team, they are currently in the top 4 position now. But should they lose to Tottenham, Tottenham will overshadow them in the top 4 position there. And also Liverpool is also there, trying to overshadow Manchester United too at the top 4 position there. So it's going to be tough one there for Manchester United. In fact, if they are not careful, they might just lose that game again at Old Trafford. Couple of decades results have been broken at Old Trafford in between David Moyes' regime and Louis van Gaal's regime. And I'm talking about Olympique Lyon and Olympique Marseille. The funny thing about the French League this season is when you expect a particular team to go top, the next thing is the next team gets to lose it. It's as if they get to plan it on a weekend basis. By the time Olympique Marseille draws a game or loses a game, you expect the likes of PSG to come up. The next thing is they're going to draw their game also. I'm talking about Marseille and Lyon. It's going to be a tough one. But Lyon now they back on track on top of the French League table there. But it's going to be very difficult for them to get in the win against Olympique Marseille, because Marseille too, they have one eye at the Champions League. They also want to qualify for the Champions League. They're talking about PSG, Bordeaux also a powerhouse.
PSG, on the strength of what they were able to do against Chelsea. The Champions League must be very high on confidence at the moment.
They must be very high on confidence at the moment. But in fact, why I really felt happy for them against Chelsea is they've not really been lucky when it comes to the Champions League for the past 2-3 seasons. They lost out to Barcelona 2-3 seasons ago on away goals rule. Lost out to Chelsea last season on away goals rule. Same this time around too. But thank God they were able to scale through. But now against Bordeaux, I think they should be high on confidence and should be able to get a victory against Girondins Bordeaux there.
All right, so that's a quick preview for you of some of the big games in Europe this weekend. When we return on Monday, we'll be giving you results of some of those games, and maybe you will agree with Saeed or not. That time will tell if he's been spot on with his prediction that things may not just go the way Manchester United will want it to go. I'm sure Manchester United fans will be looking out for your head if it doesn't go the way you predicted. Oyediji Oluwaseun, let me read a few comments on Twitter now. Oyediji Oluwaseun B at Prof. Sheung Oyediji says Keshe's contract renewal is ambidextrous. Is good for continuity, like Joachim Low of Germany. I wish him good luck. That's what he says. At Nende _ that's new war ng.yro. That name, I hope I didn't mix it up. It says the Nigerian under-20 side are showing real potentials. That's what it says. Marvel Daniel Jacobs at J Niger says Enyimba will do well on the continent this season. They will win this weekend. Alex Alifa at Favored Lexi says Enyimba need to win by at least 3 unreplied goals. They should not show the opponent too much respect. I mean, if there will be talk of respect in that game, the team should be the one respecting Enyimba.
Yes.
2-time African champions, and we don't know too much about Small of Egypt. If it was Elali, if it was Zamalek, we will probably Ismaili, we probably worry. Not Small. So we expect Enyimba to go out there and get the job done. Shokumbi Sahidola at Doda Flower says Enyimba shouldn't be complacent at the back. They should try and hit their Benenoa opponents. Benenoa, they have already finished with the Benenoa opponents home and away. We are playing an Egyptian team this weekend. And he says, I wish them all the best on the continent. At Ayozak says, Enyimba will perform. Winning may be tough, but Enyimba all the way. Alifa, Flavored Legs, says, Warriors will need to avoid conceding any goal at home if they want to do well and go far. Okay? All right. I think I should pause a little bit on that there and go on a break. When I return from the break, we are done with football. We'll be talking table tennis. We'll be talking chess on Sports Tonight. So, while I tell these guys to thank you for your presence on the show and coming, we'll see you next week. But Dumnodi, make it for 3 out of 3 this weekend, please.
3 out of 3.
3 out of 3. Dolphins, Enyimba, Warriors. 3 out of 3.
I don't want to go. I don't want to walk the street naked.
So you are not going for 3 out of 3. Who is following your hand?
I don't envy the team in the car conversation.
There are 2 of them now.
I don't
envy South teams. All right, I'm sure it's talking about Dolphins or Port Harcourt. All right, we'll go on a quick break now. When we return, Austin Okonakwa will be in, Tunde Ogunshiku will be in. We'll be talking table tennis, the Lagos ITTF World Tour, and then Tunde also has plenty to talk to us about around chess. Join us again.
You know, I've been saying in the press for the last week, what we're trying to do is do things, learn from our mistakes. Last year, we had a great tournament last year, 1 or 2 little things, and we've corrected that. Bringing in new players from all over the world for the people of Nigeria to enjoy. Importantly, giving our players a chance to play against the best in the world and improve their rankings. I think we're on course with that. You know, the people of Nigeria, I think, are solely convinced now. Haruna Qadri, his story, you know, it's on for 7-8 years, but this tournament made that story what it is. Number 31 in the world, that's the, you know, a massive push from 527 when we started this tournament. The young players coming through now, this tournament is making a difference to table tennis in Africa.